every scene with Voldemort in it is just so entertaining.
Just
the way he carries himself, his fucking short temper.
Just that one scene in Order of the Phoenix when Harry's on the floor of the Ministry of Magic, Voldemort's there just like,
That's the best.
DudeCast.
Hello, and welcome to episode 5 of the DudeCast. As you can see, we're in person. It's not even a fucking joke. Alright. So today we're talking... Well, I'm Harry.
I'm Phils.
I'm Mitch.
and I'm Gook.
And we're talking about Harry Potter today and the wizarding world as a whole. So I suppose to begin with...
Sorry, boys.
To begin with, what Hogwarts house are you guys in?
Which one would I like to be in? Or which...
What have you done the Pottermore quiz?
No.
A long time ago.
Oh, what were you in?
Gryffindor.
Nice.
You lied.
I was also in Gryffindor.
I feel like I would be in like Hufflepuff or Ravenclaw because they're both shit.
What the fuck? I'm in Hufflepuff. They're not shit. Fuck you, alright?
Only someone in Hufflepuff would say they're not shit.
That's not fair.
Isn't Ravenclaw like good at finding shit? Isn't that like their special?
Ravenclaw's meant to be like the smart people.
Yeah, but they're also good at
smart
finding
without hostile intent, unlike Slytherin.
Okay.
Yeah, because all I knew from the descriptions is they're good at finders or they're good finders or whatever. And yet, isn't the Lost Tiara thingy Ravenclaw?
Rowena Ravenclaw.
But I can't find it.
So they can't find. Not very good at finding lost items, are you guys?
And what Hufflepuff is...
Hufflepuff's just Hufflepuff.
And I don't even know what the fuck
I think Hufflepuff is just like a melting pot of all the others.
If you don't fit into any of the other three,
Oh,
you get put in
You're a
Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff, yeah.
This is some bullshit.
Hey, you're in Hufflepuff, you don't
Yeah,
even know the qualities.
I know, I should have looked it up. I actually forgot what the qualities are.
Yeah.
Alright.
Well, all I know is Cedric Diggory is the only person I know from Hufflepuff. I literally couldn't name
Cedric
him.
Diggory's badass too.
Yeah, but he's
Alright.
the only person I could name.
What's Cho Chang?
Cho Chang.
She was Ravenclaw, wasn't
she
she?
Ravenclaw?
I have no idea.
Yeah, no, she wasn't Slytherin, that's all I know.
What a name, Cho Chang.
Yeah, that's not racist.
Yeah.
Hey, there's probably heaps of Asian people called
Yes,
Cho
but
Chang too.
if you have an Asian person on your movie, of course you're going to name her Cho Chang.
Does it even establish what ethnicity she is?
I don't think so.
I don't think it's
She's Asian.
in the books.
She's part of that continent.
Yes.
Yeah. So who's your favourite character then?
Oh, I'd probably say Ron, from the movies, not Ron from the books.
Isn't Ron way better in the books?
Yeah, Ron is way better in the books.
I think he's better in the books, but I don't think he's as funny.
Okay, fair enough. Well, I haven't read the books, but I've heard that he gets a lot of his lines stolen from Hermione.
Yeah, he's smarter in the books, but to be fair, I read the books like...
He's a lot braver in the books too.
Ron is great
15 years ago.
in the first 2 movies. Ron steals the show in the first 2 movies,
10 years ago.
but then he's kind of mid in the last 5 movies, 6 movies.
He's moody and like...
Yeah, he's fucking awesome in the first 2 movies.
Yeah. He's
But
good
for some reason, his
character.
character like completely changes when he goes through puberty. So
Hagrid's probably my favourite.
Hagrid is
Hagrid or
Hagrid is a cool character.
just the generic Harry, but
Dumbledore is my favourite.
he could have given Harry more information.
He was
He
very-
doesn't tell
He was
Harry
very
anything.
cryptic about a lot of things.
He's definitely... I think he was... I think the impression is he was power hungry when he was younger, and he thinks he makes the best decisions, so he's kind of like the...
God.
Yeah, what's a great, sacrifice one for the greater good?
Oh, the
kind
ends
of character.
justify the means
Yeah,
kind of thing.
yeah, that kind. That's kind of where he goes. Because he was willing to sacrifice himself for the greater good.
Yeah.
So that's something, I wouldn't sacrifice myself for the greater good.
Well, he didn't really have a fucking choice, to be fair.
Well, he was going to
He was
die
going to
anyway.
die anyway, and he thought I might as well make my death meaningful.
Yeah.
He wasn't, so it's kind of different than a sacrifice.
So I guess that's also kind of a pride thing as well. I have control over my own death that way.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Who's your favourite then, Gook?
I would say probably Remus Lupin
Oh, he's cool.
as like one of the actual good defense against the dark arts teachers that actually taught a class properly.
But he's only there like half the time.
Yeah.
True, but he was still a really good character.
He still taught more in that half time than most of the others
Nah,
did.
Umbridge was the best defense against Dark Arts teacher.
Oh.
She was the best.
She was the
I know this is your house, but get out.
Was there any good Defence Against the Dark Arts teachers apart from Lupin? I don't think so.
Snape was one of them.
I imagine Quirrell was pretty good.
Snape would have been good, yeah.
Until he was... Yeah, Quirrell was good until he was
Well, we don't
evil.
know that in the movies anyway.
He seems like
Seemed
he's
like a
perfectly
fine
fine.
teacher.
And was he? He was doing it for a while, wasn't he? He wasn't just there that year. He was there for a while.
Yeah, he had been there for a while.
But that's only because I guess Voldemort let him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say, because there was that curse Voldemort placed on the position
so
of
Voldemort
the Dark
must have
Arts
let him
teacher.
then.
So he must be able to allow exceptions to that.
Yeah. It makes sense, it's his curse.
Yeah.
If anyone can, it's him.
Oh, that's interesting.
He was such a good teacher, right up until the point he tried to kill Harry.
Yep.
So who's the best defences against the Dark Arts teacher? Have we established
Well,
that
it's
yet?
Lupin, for
I'd
sure.
say my vote's on Lupin.
I mean, Snape I'm sure was good too, but I don't think Snape's always hyped up to be. He's still kind of a dick.
Well, it did seem like Lupin went out of his way to teach other people, not only Harry, extra stuff. Like he seemed
like the Patronus charm.
yeah. Seems like he sort of went out of his way for his students.
And he had like the,
hang
the
on.
boggart thing as well.
Lupin only taught Harry the Patronus charm. Harry taught everyone else the Patronus charm.
Yeah, but
Yeah, but didn't he? He seems like the sort of, I don't know this for a fact, but he seems like the sort of teacher that would hang back and take questions. You know.
Oh, he
That's
definitely has that, like,
persona.
that character to him, yeah.
Yeah. So, right, who was the worst defense against the Dark Arts teacher?
Umbridge.
yeah, it's got to be Umbridge.
Well, she was the.
She taught nothing.
She was the most spiteful, but the most incompetent's got to be the guy from number 2.
Oh, Gilderoy Lockhart.
Yeah, God.
Yeah, surely they didn't learn anything.
I mean,
They
learned
learned not
nothing
to mess with
from Umbridge
pixies.
as well.
I guess.
Well,
Yeah, true.
They learned not to trust their defense against the Dark Arts teacher.
Yep.
So that's something. And then he's good at memory spells. Is that what his
Yeah.
thing was?
He was in Ravenclaw.
Was he?
And then he uses the memory spell on himself accidentally with Ron's wand. Love it.
Yep.
He was actually good at school, really good Hogwarts student. He used to get like straight A's, and everyone thought he would actually become successful.
That's why it was believable when he...
Yeah, but then he let it get to his head, and he actually turned out to be shit when he got older.
Yeah.
And he was really good at memory charms, but that's it. So then he had to steal everything else. But then, like, I guess that's why it was believable that because he was such a good student at Hogwarts.
One of those shining stars kind of characters.
Well, let's just fucking jump into... Okay, it's third on my list, so we might as well jump into the J.K. Rowling thing.
Yeah.
Does that impact your enjoyment of the films? I'm guessing no.
Look, I'm pretty good at separating the work from the person, but it does impact it a little bit. Not entirely. Still love the series, still love everything, but there's always that thing when you talk about Harry Potter, people are always going to bring up J.K. Rowling, and that just spoils it a little bit. Like, the fact that she always has to be brought up, I find it annoying, because she created a good universe, even though her world building was objectively pretty terrible. She had some good ideas, and she wasn't the best writer, but she was very successful. But the fact that she thought because she was successful she had the best opinions, it's kind of just what famous people do, I guess. But
Yeah, she made some terrible opinions, but she definitely has a creative mindset. Whereas Harry Potter's got a life of its own.
Well,
Yeah.
has she done anything else apart from Harry Potter? I can't name one thing, to be honest.
I can't name anything.
No,
I'm sure she's written other books, surely.
Don't know.
But obviously none of them have become like nearly as successful.
Yeah, which makes me feel like it's kind of like an artist doing a one-hit wonder kind of thing, except it was multiple books.
Well, it was still one thing, though.
Yeah.
Like a one-album wonder.
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess so.
which is kind of like puts into question is she actually talented, or did she just stumble across a good idea at the right time?
Or does that really even matter? Does talent really matter when you create something that popular?
She could have been talented. I feel like she must have been talented, but who's to say
to a
talented
degree.
can't?
Yeah.
Fucking... I mean, maybe she lost some talent over time. When she
Or
didn't
got
have to
lazy.
try as hard. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, thing that annoys me is she feels she needs to interject herself into everything. Like when people discuss things on Twitter, like, Oh, was Dumbledore gay? Yep, he was always gay. Hermione,
yeah.
Hermione, no, she was actually always black, even though I write her as white in the books.
Yeah, that one was bad.
But I always felt like she was black in my heart, so therefore she.
Oh dear. I always envisioned her as black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at those times wouldn't allow a black, strong female character. I don't know. I'm just going on a rant now.
To answer your question, Harry, no, it does not affect it for me. I don't. She's a shit person. Made awesome books that turned into awesome movies.
Yeah, true. What about the Fantastic Beasts? Well, good, Hugh, it doesn't affect it for you, obviously, either.
Obviously.
So that's your opinion.
No, I don't really give a shit about her. Yeah, she's a terrible person, but that doesn't mean I can't enjoy the works of a terrible person. You brought this up in one of the other podcasts, I'm pretty sure, is Hitler was a shit person.
Yeah.
Had some wicked paintings.
Yeah.
You can enjoy the paintings without associating it with that person and what they've done.
Do we have to go to Hitler? Do we always have to go to Hitler?
We know good loves Hitler.
It's true. My Führer.
Yeah, well, Hitler was bad, but
Yeah.
there's one thing that's much worse. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Oh, Jesus.
What do you have against those movies?
They're good movies.
I don't think
If you
they're good
don't
at all.
take them as part of the actual Harry Potter universe and just have them as standalone stories, they're good movies.
But they're already
Debate.
tied
We've
in.
got to fucking debate half the table versus the other half.
They're already tied in, though. Like, as soon as you call them, it's based in the Harry Potter universe, of course you're going to associate them with those movies.
It's not based on the storyline of Harry Potter, though. So you can't compare it.
Yes,
to
they do, because they tie a lot of shit in from
Yeah.
Harry Potter.
They've got fucking Nagini, they've got Dumbledore, and the Elder Wand, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
What else have they got?
You
Surely
can't,
they've
you
got
can't
other
say it's
shit.
separate.
Hogwarts is fucking sprinkled in there.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a lot of other shit.
Look, I just feel like it was a rushed job where they thought they could make a quick buck. I don't think the writing was strong enough for Harry Potter.
I don't think it needed to be... What do they want to do, 5 movies?
Did they want to do
They want to do
5?
5.
Yeah.
They've done 3.
I really liked the first movie.
The first movie was okay. Like, that was passable.
Now, it's based on a book, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Is that part of that
Yeah.
trilogy of the little, like the Beatles and the Bard
I
stuff?
believe so, yeah.
Yeah. So this tiny-ass book.
Yeah,
about
they've
this big.
extended into
So they've done the same treatment they gave The Hobbit. It's one book.
Yeah,
this big. And
except the
3
Hobbit
movies.
is bigger than the Fantastic Beasts, and they were going to make 5 instead of 3.
It's insane. They just...
So,
Unfortunately, the series had a lot going against it too, with Johnny Depp and Ezra Miller both being in huge controversies.
at the time, yeah.
And they were both massive parts of the series.
Yeah.
And that obviously is going to bring it down a lot.
Yeah, I can't fault the acting. Like, the acting's good, the effects are good. I just think the writing's weak.
I think a lot of the creatures are cool.
Yeah.
And
If they'd just stuck to it, like a small movie series about literally the magical beasts, that would have been amazing.
they could have made a TV show.
Yeah, or
Just
a TV
make one
show.
movie, A Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. That would have been cool. Just a little, look back at, the wizarding world before Harry was born and just made one movie. But they can't. They had to make fucking 5 movies and make it huge.
And it's just the way that movies are developed these days when they're a spin-off of something else. You have to have all of these Easter eggs in there.
Yeah.
And the problem with those Easter eggs is it detracts from the actual show because you're following the storyline and suddenly there's a big, "Whoop! Oh, that's from that thing." And then the storyline continues. And stop. Oh, there's this thing. Look at this thing. There's no flow to it. It's just like stagnated. There's these cuts.
It's not like hidden in the background of the story. It's
No, it's in
they
your
made it
face.
a part of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I've never seen them all. I've only seen 1.5 of them. But I couldn't even sit through the second one or the third one.
The third one's alright.
Yeah, well, you've watched them all before.
Yeah, I
then.
watched them all, yeah.
And what do you think? What's your rating?
Oh, the first one's the best one. The third
Yeah.
one, then the second one, in my opinion.
Okay. And Johnny Depp's not in the third one, is he?
No,
But
they
I just
got rid
think
of
the
it.
story in the third one's probably the best. It's just actual story.
Yeah, I think Johnny Depp was bad casting anyway. Because I don't think you should cast an actor who's that well known to play a villain because you can't disassociate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
best to get unknown actors.
I think you can.
No, I don't think if it's an actor as big as Johnny Depp, you can.
I think you can.
I don't know. Tell me an example of when there's been a really great villain.
There's not an actor. He's not as big as Johnny Depp, but the guy who played So he was the Pharaoh in Night of the Museum. He was Malik, Tommy Malik,
Yeah, what you mean the bad Pharaoh Night Museum?
No, the good Pharaoh in the Night of the Museum.
Oh yeah, I know that actor.
Yeah, he played one of the best Bond villains in the one of the most recent Bond movies. Which
Okay, I guess it is possible. To say it's never possible is a long shot, but I feel like
it's harder to.
It was really hard for me to disassociate.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp. I just saw Johnny Depp.
Yeah, he does really good
Just
character.
see Jack Sparrow with a wand.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think he's almost a problem of the success of that character.
Yeah. It's like Daniel Radcliffe.
He did such a good job of making Jack Sparrow, and it's probably one of the best actor portrayals of all time. That it's
could be the best.
Yeah, it's just that's why he's so strongly associated with it. So
over a long period of time, it might be the best. There's been great performances like the Joker, but that was only for one movie. It wasn't over a long period of time.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think of one that rivals Johnny Depp's Jack Sparrow off the top of my head.
and he put so much into it himself.
Luke Skywalker was really good, but he's obviously, because his character was less eccentric, you could argue that he didn't have to act as much.
Yeah, and it was probably more. Well,
what about
I was going to say
Hugh Jackman's Wolverine?
That's fucking iconic. That actually might even overtake Johnny Depp's Captain Jack. Depends.
I think that's a huge call. I think that's the Australian bias coming into play.
I do love Hugh Jackman. That's a massive goal.
Yeah. I think one of his best roles he did was in The Greatest Showman.
Oh yeah,
that was actually
that was a great
really good movie.
Yeah, and he did a great role in that. Apparently he was Gaston in Beauty and the Beast in a stage show. And I could
he would have been great as Gaston.
Yeah.
So you rate the movies though, Mitch, the Fantastic Beasts?
Yeah, they're not as good as the Harry Potter.
Well, obviously, yeah.
But they're good standalone, as in like same world but standalone movies. They're decent.
Is there many?
They're not
You
bad.
wouldn't know off the top of your head, but is there lots of plot holes and stuff, or is it?
Like there's plot holes and everything. So yeah, there's
plot holes in anything to do with magic.
Yeah,
because you can't explain magic. It makes no fucking sense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but what you can do is you can make rules and stick to those rules.
Yes, you can.
What I find most frustrating.
Rowling didn't do that.
No. What I find most frustrating in the new Star Wars, for example, is they established all these rules beforehand, and then they just went completely out the window.
Oh, that's why the new Star Wars suck.
Yeah,
and you've seen them now. We're not talking about that, but you haven't seen them, have you?
I've only seen the first of the three newer ones.
That's the best one.
Isn't that one just a rip-off of A New Hope?
It's definitely very, you could argue that it's a rip-off of The New Hope for sure.
Yeah, it's still decent.
Anyway, you guys haven't talked much. What's your least favourite part of Harry Potter then? Just Harry Potter, not Fantastic Beasts.
Least favourite part of Harry Potter?
Harry Potter the character, or
just the movies? Let's stick to just the movies, or you can bring in something in the book if it really fucking ifs you, I guess.
My favourite part.
No, least favourite.
Least favourite part.
My least favourite part would probably have to be the fact that there's a prophecy at all.
Why?
Because it just seems like an absolute cop-out.
Well, it ties it all in, though.
It does, but it's very weak story writing. It's kind of like having an X marker to solve all your problems. I'm stumped and can't work out what to do. I know. Prophecy.
Yeah, because didn't the reason that Voldemort didn't want anyone else to kill Harry was because he had to kill Harry? Because one had to die while the other person...
Yes.
Yeah.
So that saves Harry in heaps of situations.
Yeah.
Because Voldemort's like, he's mine! Even though he could...
It's just...
they could have gained fucking...
It makes more loopholes than it solves.
They could have gained him at the graveyard.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, he's mine!
No, but I don't think that was a prophecy thing. I think that was more of a pride thing.
Probably.
Because I didn't know
Redemption.
the prophecy.
Oh, yeah, true.
The prophecy was in the next movie, wasn't it?
Well, that's just Voldemort's problem. His ego is huge.
Yeah.
He made all the Horcruxes or items that people could piece together based on his past. So just make a random pebble and throw it in the ocean, man.
That was never going to get found.
Exactly.
No, but they do explain that dark magic has traces, so therefore
so people could
you
find it based on
can't
the
do
traces.
that. It's basically like there's this small thread that you can follow.
Breadcrumbs.
What about you, Mitch? What do you dislike? Is there anything you dislike? Off the top of your head, I suppose, if you do.
I just dislike
I don't like how Ron is so moody in like the sixth. Is it like sixth or fifth?
He's like this third movie plus. No, he's way more moody.
Yeah, but like he like storms off from him. It's like
with the Deathly Hallows Part 1.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, it's like you know what's going on. Like you know they need to work together and be close. Like,
that's because of the fucking locket that was.
Yeah, I know, but I just dislike that character in that moment.
But to be fair, he's always had an inferiority complex compared to Harry.
Yes, he has.
And plus the dark magic, plus he's likes Hermione and he sees them getting close. You can see how it came to be. I think in the movies they actually do a good job of showing the slow progression.
Yeah, like in the fourth movie, he's the same.
Yeah.
And that's without dark magic.
Yeah, but in the fourth movie...
That one's because he thinks Harry's lying to his face, though.
Yeah, and he's only...
Trust his friend.
But he's only... But it's a classic, you get into fights in high school with your friends.
Yeah.
You know, me and Harry wanted to bash each other.
Gonna angrily eat my sandwich with the other person.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's all it was. And it got to the point where they blew up and Ron was already like, wanted to forgive... Or wanted to talk to Harry and say, look, I'm sorry. But he didn't know how to go about it.
Past the point of no return.
So that's where he did the whole Hagrid thingy.
Yeah.
And then he tried to explain, I had this massive plan. Once you figured out that Hagrid didn't tell you shit, it was actually me, and then we'd be friends. And he's just like, that's idiotic.
How did anyone figure that out? Yeah. Well, that's fair enough then. Ron's character, just, after the second one, unfortunately, like I said earlier, I missed potential there, but...
What's your least favourite part in Harry?
Fuck. Now I'm on the spot.
Or Shells, whichever one comes up with it first.
I guess one of my least favourite parts... It's not really the least favourite part, but one thing that but two things from the third movie was... I don't know if the... Anyway. So, in the third book, thinking, it's good. The reason why Barty Crouch Jr. couldn't go around and do all this stuff is because he was tied to another elf, which was basically tethered to him, and it kind of explains that storyline a lot, which wasn't necessary in the movies, but I thought it would have been nice to add that in, but I understand it's already a long movie. You can't.
Yeah.
But,
it is long.
The other thing is Spew.
The elf welfare thing in the castle that Hermione starts up.
Yeah. I just like that. I just don't like the fact that doesn't go anywhere. It's like she introduces this whole fight for house elves, and then basically everyone tells her, "Oh, the house elves actually like being slaves. Don't worry about it." That's the conclusion.
Dobby didn't seem that happy.
I mean,
Creature hates his life.
Yeah, it seems like when Dobby was free, it was the best moment of his life.
That obviously depends on, who the master is. If your master is the fucking Malfoy family, you're gonna have a bad time.
That's true.
Yeah, but
the elves in the castle are always noted that they are happy with their work.
True.
Yeah.
They are well looked after, and Hermione's just kicking up a fuss, taking offence on someone else's behalf.
Yeah,
that's
but they're still slaves. It's not like they have a choice to leave. Why don't just employ them?
Slaves, they must get free rooms. They must get something.
Yeah, they get free housing, free
slave, though.
Yeah,
and
slaves get free rooms.
And then all it means, it's such a... I don't know why we're having this argument. It seems like the slaves are bad, guys. Yes. But even if you have the best slave master in the world, he looks after you completely, all your needs are taken care of, you don't have to do much work, you're still a slave.
You don't have an option.
And then what happens if that master dies and his son's a complete dick?
Yeah, it can happen.
Or someone else takes over Hogwarts or
horrible
whatever.
Bosses. The first horrible bosses when that guy's a great boss and his son's a fucking douchebag coke.
Yeah.
Obviously that's a job, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, I just like the fucking the magic battles. Obviously some of them are good, like Voldemort versus Dumbledore. But I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy, and the battles in that are so fucking cool. You pull people towards you, turn them into bunnies. You do all this.
There's
cool
more
shit,
variety.
Flip them around. It just the battles in that have more variety. When in the movies, it's just guns.
Yeah.
In the fucking Hogwarts Legacy, I'm just like, fuck. I wish the movies were like this. So much more cool shit in a single battle in 10 seconds. There's so many different spells used and different effects.
It's literally
just guns in the movie.
It's Stupefy versus Avada Kedavra. That's 90% of the battles, isn't it?
It's annoying. It could have been so much more creative. Dumbledore and Voldemort, that should have been the norm. Obviously not at that power level.
Yeah.
But like when Harry and Malfoy have that duel, and Malfoy uses the snake, and Harry uses the flip thing, even that was a little bit of variety with weaker wizards. I mean, there was nothing else really that I can
And
think
if you
of.
could summon animals, surely...
I know, that would be
seems
cool.
like
That was the thing.
Imagine doesn't seem like a very OP ability.
Imagine if
you
some of the
know,
Imagine if Deathly Hallows Part 1 when they're in that coffee shop fighting, and instead of just shooting guns at each other, you know, one of them uses like a fucking lion to appear, and like one of them, you know, like uses like a cool water spell. Like, it would be so much more entertaining, but it's just guns.
Yeah. Well, I guess because it's so much more expensive to do it that way.
Fucking Harry Potter, they had the budget.
They had already used a shit ton of money on just the movie in general.
It's a lot of money to, and then you've got to look at the fact that because they're just guns and pew pew pew, we're not going to go back and go, oh, the CGI was crap.
Yeah, that's just bullshit. Because there's so much CGI in that movie though that isn't just pew 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 anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. It's just a nitpick, really. I wish it was a bit more creative, but.
All right, well, who do you think was the best villain in the whole Harry Potter universe?
I know that fucking that bitch.
Bellatrix.
Bellatrix is one of the biggest contenders. I actually just like Voldemort the most. A lot of people say that chick who taught Defense Against the Dark Arts.
Oh, Umbridge.
Yeah.
I will actually say she does make a very good bad character. I wouldn't necessarily call her a villain. But she was a terrible. She's a terrible fucking person.
I don't know. I think she's a villain. She sends people to Azkaban who ended up dying, innocent people.
Yeah.
I'd say she's a villain.
Under the order of the Minister of Magic, though.
Yeah, but she liked doing it, though.
She did like doing it, but she was still doing her job technically. So you could.
She's just a crap politician.
I feel like
you could make the argument she's not a villain.
I don't know. It depends what you define as a villain.
I think she's a villain. Yeah.
She's doing her job.
I'd even say that. Yeah.
Still,
I'd say she's not a villain, but she is a terrible human being.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say terrible then, villain. Let's just say terrible people in the Harry Potter world to make it easier.
Yeah.
She's in that category.
Umbridge is definitely up there.
Yeah.
Umbridge, Bellatrix, and Voldemort would have to be the top
I think
three.
Voldemort's fucking great villain.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bellatrix is my favourite, favourite in terms of best villain.
Is
Bellatrix,
Snape a villain?
No. No way.
Really? He was a Death Eater.
He was, but...
And he only turned good because his love of his life died.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, but he was good the whole movie, we just didn't know it.
Yeah.
All the movies.
If he was a villain, he's not a villain anymore.
Yeah.
He might have been before the movies, but yeah. Bellatrix just has so much character behind her.
Bellatrix is great. Bellatrix is great. But I feel like Voldemort is partly why I can rewatch the movies so much. I feel like every scene with Voldemort in it is just so entertaining. Just the way he carries himself, his fucking short temper.
Just that one scene in Order of the Phoenix when Harry's on the floor of the Ministry of Magic, Voldemort's there just like...
Yeah. That's the best. That's goofy as hell.
Yeah.
It is.
That's actually too goofy.
Or
The scene in the graveyard. The scene in the graveyard when he's not like... Actually, no, when he touches Harry, he does do like a weird thing. He's like,
We all just do it.
He does like
but
flexes his other fingers.
apart from his goofiness, he is a bit...
He's a bit eccentric.
Yeah, he is.
I just or when they laugh in like the final battle at Hogwarts.
Yeah. I love that because you can tell he's so happy. He's like, I won! I did it!
It's almost like you expect him to do a giddy.
It's like it's Christmas morning because he's actually so giddy. He's like, oh wow, he's trying not to like overdo it.
Yeah.
He's like really happy.
He'll lose his images.
He's like, you can tell though. He's like, yes, Harry's dead. He's so happy. He's been waiting so long.
Dudley's a good bad character in the early movies.
Dudley's a good first threat. So is Vernon. I think that's why Harry Potter's so good too, because I love movies where you set up the initial like villain for the first act. You know what I mean?
And there's a twist.
You see the character grow so much that the villain in the first act, once Harry has fought Voldemort, like the Dursleys are nothing.
Yeah.
It's like they're not even a threat.
Who are you?
Yeah, but in the first act, it's like, oh shit, like he's in an abusive family. This sucks, and it still sucks. But
do Dementors as a whole count as one villain, or are they?
I think they count as just the species of Dementor. Yeah,
because they're pretty terrifying.
They are.
I mean, they're essentially prison guards.
Yeah, well, they suck all your joy out of you, and potentially your soul.
He was in the Harry Potter.
That's what Mitch actually does. That's
what you do.
Yeah, that's my job, man.
Everywhere you go, it gets cold. Like,
yeah.
That's. It seems like such an unpleasant experience. Like Voldemort's Voldemort, but at least it doesn't get fucking cold everywhere it walks. You know?
What?
You don't just feel.
Oh, yeah,
Voldemort's
yeah.
around. You don't just feel like you'll never be happy.
Even if they're not doing anything,
Harry
they're just
does.
hanging around. Just,
True.
Harry does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I never understood why his scar actually hurts around Voldemort. Is there a reason for that?
My understanding of that's always been because of the mental link that they share, and Harry not knowing how to fight it, control it, or
What,
whatever.
because of the Horcrux?
Yeah,
Yeah, because he's a Horcrux, and
So they
have
connected.
the mental connection. That
yeah,
Harry
and that
doesn't.
just causes Harry pain because he's not aware of it to start with.
Yeah, because once
Voldemort
I
wasn't
think
aware
once
of it to start with
once the
either.
Horcrux
Yeah.
gets destroyed, then the link between them disappears.
Yeah.
Well, and also, as he gets older, his scar doesn't hurt as... Oh,
It still does. Maybe not as much.
There's not as many scenes of him
the
going.
Yeah.
only one that I remember after the third movie is the fourth one when he's held up and he touches him and he's clearly in pain there from the scar.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
so's Voldemort though, but he's like enjoying the pain.
Yeah, but I can't.
Sadistic motherfucker.
I can't imagine. I can't remember.
I don't think
any
they
other part of that.
pictured more past that point in the movies, but I'm pretty sure there are other points in the books where that happens, such as at Godric's Hollow. Harry's scar starts hurting there, which is what actually keys him into the fact
works
that the
in-
snake's
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which
because that's who he's talking to, isn't it? Because they don't portray that very well in the movie. I don't think in the books they do a better job.
The fact that the snake's there.
The fact that the snake's the old lady.
So in the movie, the biggest giveaway that people have been able to spot is the fact the old woman is surrounded by flies, implying she's dead.
Yeah, and then the fact that she never talks
Yeah.
to Hermione, only talks to Harry
Ah, yeah, that makes sense.
because they're talking past the time.
and if his scar hurts when the snake's around, that means it's a Horcrux thing, right?
I don't
Because
know.
the snake's a Horcrux,
I guess so. I don't
and
know.
Voldemort's not actually there; it's the snake. So
Look, I don't think J.K. Rowling thought this through.
that is
No,
very
she
true. That is very true.
So maybe try to hyper-analyse it's not going to get us anywhere.
So, what's your favourite Deathly Hallow then? If you could pick one, Deathly Hallows, the Deathly Hallows.
Is that the
So
cloak?
the stone,
Yeah.
the cloak, the wand.
Well, I've got to confirm this first though. The stone brings people back, but as zombies, right? That's
Stone-
what it said in that story.
Yeah,
So fuck the stone. It's shit.
well, it seems like the stone.
But it
It
also,
might work if it's like straight away, like if your soul's not
Yeah.
gone.
Okay.
but it also allows you to see ghosts, not like the ones that are actually in Hogwarts Castle, but you see it at the end of the Deathly Hallows Part 2, where Harry walks into the forest and he's holding the stone
Oh, and
and
all
he
the
sees
ghosts
his parents
come.
and stuff, and then
Yeah.
they disappear when he drops it.
Oh, that's pretty cool. So that'd be a cool power.
Yeah,
So talk to the dead.
invisibility cloak would be
I feel like that as
cool, I guess.
But they already have. You have to look at it in the world of Harry Potter. They already have other invisibility cloaks.
Yeah,
They aren't
but
as good as
the
aren't as
Deathly
good.
Hallows one is special because it never fades.
Yeah,
Never
they aren't as
loses
good,
power.
but at the same time, it's like, how long do you have to be invisible? Just get one
Yeah.
that fades, and if it runs out, buy another one. I don't know. I don't know how fucking.
well, I
expensive
think
they are.
probably the detection on the other ones are easy to detect as well.
They're probably like, yeah, they're probably like not 100% transparent.
Yeah,
That, and I don't think you can technically be detected by magical means while under the
Oh, that's
Deathly
pretty
Hallows
cool.
cloak.
Oh, you must be able to, because the reason I say that, and Dumbledore's just all knowing, but in the second one, when Harry and Ron are in Hagrid's hut before he gets taken to Azkaban, Dumbledore knows that they're there.
Maybe,
That's what I
maybe
love.
you just heard them.
Maybe.
yeah,
He
because
looks directly at them. I think that's really cool, just as a movie.
I mean, he's
They make
standing,
him
what,
seem
like
so
1
fucking
foot
low.
from them.
yeah,
But there's other people there. There's the Minister and there's...
and they can't detect them.
No.
Yeah.
It's just cool how, like, he's so fucking... I just love they make him seem so cool.
My little
Yeah.
headcanon for that is Hagrid let him know somehow.
Yeah, possibly.
Because either that or Dumbledore was watching them go out there.
Maybe.
Well,
I think it's cool to see
Dumbledore
him.
also knows them so well, and Hagrid
Yeah,
so well. He
He
knows they were
probably
acting
knows.
weird.
He probably knows Hagrid was acting weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I just like the idea of Dumbledore knowing secrets that he hasn't even let everyone else in on. You know what I mean? I feel like he's one of those wizards that's unlocked things about magic that no one even knows, and he kind of keeps it to himself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's like the embodiment of mysterious.
Well, he can fucking teleport out of Hogwarts.
Yeah, he's like the only one.
Everyone's just like, what the fuck?
No one else can apparate. Apparition is what it's called.
Yeah,
I don't think
Phoenix.
he doesn't apparate out of Hogwarts,
uses
though.
the
The Phoenix
Phoenix.
is what.
Yeah,
takes
but it's
him
cool
out.
though. It's just
It
like,
is cool.
Yeah.
So, and then there's what? The wand.
So
The elder wand.
The elder one.
Which
yeah.
is just boring. It's
It's
just
just a powerful
the
one.
most powerful weapon.
It's very powerful.
So you got things that are like the elder one, just other ones just not as powerful. There's things that are like the cloak, just not as powerful, and then there's nothing like the stone. So you almost have to say a stone, wouldn't you?
But there is
What's like stone?
in the universe, talking to ghosts is a thing you can do even without the stone.
Only,
So something like
only
that.
How do they
specific
become
ghosts.
Yeah, how do they become ghosts?
I don't know. Do you know?
It's normally by choice.
Oh, okay. So if they don't want to go to fucking the afterlife.
Yeah, if they don't want to go, they just stay as a ghost.
Does that mean they can pass on?
Is it always a
Well done.
choice though, or is it sometimes?
I don't believe it's always a choice, because otherwise Harry believes Sirius Black would have hung around as a ghost.
And his parents and like.
I don't know. Maybe Sirius wanted to go and join
Everyone-
James and shit in the afterlife.
Well,
There'd be a lot more ghosts, surely. if it was a choice.
the whole point of Sirius not coming back as a ghost was because he fell through the veil. He
Yeah.
fell between the line of life and death through like a physical embodiment of that.
Yeah, there was
That's so bizarre.
that little gate thing.
Yeah,
yeah.
I always, when I read that, I always found that so hard to wrap my head around because from the way I read the book, it sounds like I don't think was he ever cast with the spell, or did he just fall into that thing and that's how he died?
No, Bellatrix did actually hit him with a spell, but it wasn't a Avada Kedavra.
Yeah,
it wasn't a
he,
killing spell.
and then he fell into it,
he
and
fell
that's how he
into it, and
died.
that's how he died.
Yeah, okay, cool. That's how I read it.
bizarre.
So she killed her cousin.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
not indirectly.
Yeah, well.
She probably wanted to kill
Yeah.
him, but the
Alright.
results is indirect.
Let's go over some
What's
plot holes.
your favourite one?
That's fucking
That was your question. What was
Well, yeah,
your
well, I suppose we better answer the question.
back
You just talked about
Look,
setting
I'll
up
probably
the
do the wand because I feel like you could do it. The potential is limitless with a wand that powerful.
Yeah, sure.
Look, I'm just going to go by the Deathly Hallows and trust that the cloak's the safest option because the other two feel like you either get hunted down or you go insane. So.
Yeah, I'm going with the cloak as well.
Yeah, the cloak, you could do a lot more cool stuff with the cloak.
Like sneak into the girls' bathroom and
Oh my
shit.
god.
Oh my
You could rob a bank.
Could probably Ring box. It's a bank.
True. Alright, let's go over some plot holes and see what you guys think. So why couldn't Harry see the Thestrals
What?
all along?
The what? Oh, the things that pull the car.
Yeah.
Because he didn't witness his mum's death.
He was sitting there in the fucking
Yeah,
crib.
but he's a baby. Like, he can't comprehend it.
Yeah. So you
That's-
have
that's
to be able to
why-
comprehend. So it's not that you see death, it's that you can comprehend death. It's really the...
Yeah,
Well,
that's
I
how
The
think-
only thing I can think of is he didn't actually watch
His mum
Lily
died.
die.
Yeah.
He was like staring up at the roof.
I don't even
Yeah.
see, I guess.
He was
He's a
there, but
baby.
he wasn't
He
watching.
probably
Like,
didn't
the
know what
baby's
it
not
is.
like,
So,
oh
that
yeah,
means,
what's
so
going
that
on?
means that fucking not Bellatrix.
Luna
Luna Lovegood actually saw her mum die when she
Yes.
was messing around with
Yeah.
magic.
Yes. I think you have to witness it.
Yeah, you have to witness
And I
it.
don't think him as a
Fair
baby did
enough.
witness
Alright, fair enough.
it. So I don't think that's a plot hole.
Alright,
I think you could argue it's not.
how did Fred and George not spot Peter Pettigrew on the Medora's map?
That's a good question.
The
Marauders map.
Marauders map.
Because they knew who Peter Pettigrew was.
It doesn't matter if they don't know who he is. There's got to be
Yeah,
someone
that's
sleeping.
something really should have cued him
Ron.
into the fact there was two names in Ron's bed.
The only thing I can think of is
The rat doesn't stay in the bed with him, surely.
So
in
in
his
the
room.
Yeah, but
In the books,
the only thing I can
in
think
the books,
of.
Ron sleeps with the rat.
Yeah, is
That
maybe
is so odd.
he did
Peter
help,
Pettigrew's a pedophile.
he did help make the map. So maybe he was stopping his name from appearing on the map until.
But then how does Harry do it?
Yeah.
Then maybe at some point when like Lupin was around, then maybe I don't know. I'm
Maybe.
trying to reach.
Well, all I can think of is they
weren't looking for it.
weren't looking for it, and they were just using the secret corridors and looking out for teachers.
Yeah.
No, but it just seems bizarre.
Because I don't think they wouldn't, because it's a huge map and
It is.
it's multiple levels and all this kind of stuff. Surely they're just paying attention to where
They
they
never
are.
looked
and
where
how to
like
avoid
Harry and Ron and Hermione were and realised that there was some man.
It does only show what's around you. At
No,
the
it's,
time.
it's a map of the entire castle. And
Yeah,
where
but you
everyone
have to
is.
look for it, and it's like
Yeah.
multiple levels and stuff. So
I don't know. It's a weird thing. I'm sure it could
They
be.
probably should have noticed it, yes.
I think you can argue that that's not a plot hole.
Why didn't the Ministry use Truth Serum to find out who was faking being under the Imperious Curse? The Death Eaters.
Because it's an illegal substance.
Yeah,
It's a bit like
But fucking Dumbledore uses it on Mad-Eye Moody. I mean, Barty Crouch Jr.
Yeah, but since when does Dumbledore follow the rules?
Yeah, true.
It's essentially a lie detector. Like, it probably can't hold up in court.
Yeah, that's a decent argument.
Yeah.
Can't hold up in wizard court.
Yeah.
Well,
It's a
there is
polygraph
court,
test.
yeah.
Fair enough. And why did the Polyjuice Potion alter Barty Crouch Jr.'s voice? I guess an argument for this is maybe in the book you just get the voice anyway, and in the movies they didn't have the voice.
Yeah, they wanted to try and be able to distinguish.
Yeah.
Still.
When in the book you could easily just not worry about that.
Yeah.
So that's probably solves itself. And why didn't everyone use liquid luck before the Battle of Hogwarts? I know that it's a super rare potion.
Yeah.
But if it's that,
super difficult to make.
fucking rare, then why the hell would what's his name, Slughorn just give it away to a student? Like, if it's that rare that it's life changing, like, has a teacher ever given away like $1 million to a student? You know what I mean?
There must be limits on what it can do.
It's
It must
that
be
powerful and that rare.
I don't think
a
it's
teacher's just going to give it away.
I just don't think that it is as powerful as it's led on, because even in the movies, all he does is be able to talk to him in the right situation. Doesn't help him in battles, doesn't help Ron with the Quidditch thing, because that's just fake.
Yeah, that's
the only thing.
effect.
Only thing it does is it leads him to happen to be in the right area at the right time. That's all it does, which is not that powerful, especially when it's so hard to make.
It's also like so questionable. Yeah, it makes no sense because how does it work? But I guess it's magic. So
yeah, it's magic.
That's the answer you're looking for, Harry.
all right, we're doing a Harry Potter quiz,
Okay.
and it's all you guys versus each other. So
I figured.
just say the answer if you know the answer.
The answer.
And if anyone's watching,
Nice.
try and beat these buffoons. These bubbling buffoons.
Thanks.
That's the first question. What does Professor McGonagall say when she's teaching? Nah, it's not the first question. But she does say something along those lines.
Pocket watch or a map?
She's like, a bunch of bubbling buffoons or something.
Bubbling
Anyway,
buffoons?
what is the name of the flying motorcycle that Hagrid used to transport Harry to the Dursleys?
No idea.
The name of the motorcycle.
I'm gonna go
You stopped it straight away.
Hagrid's
Some of
bike.
these are easy as hell, and some of them are.
Hagrid's bike.
I'm going with Sirius Black Spike because it is.
Yeah,
his-
Gook's right.
It's called Sirius Black's bike.
Well, Sirius Black's a motorcycle, but motorpark.
Yeah, because the bike actually does belong to Sirius Black. Hagrid's just looking after it.
And that's its name?
What a name.
It's a bad
I
question.
feel like it should be named like this.
Gook gets 1 point.
1 point for Gryffindor.
My car's called Mitch's car.
Yeah, my car's called Harry's car.
No, it's called...
In which movie does Hermione use the time turner to go back in time?
Number 3.
Yes. See, some of these are easy.
Prisoner of
Some of these
Azkaban.
are- You guys were like, I'm not expecting such an easy movie.
Yeah. Sorry.
Easy question. 2 to Gook.
Yeah.
Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. What is the name of the potion that allows the drinker to assume the appearance of someone else?
Polyjuice
Chelsea.
Potion.
Oh, sorry, that was the answer to the first one. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. What is the name of the potion? Who answered that first? Gook's on 3 points. You
So
guys,
we're
come
not
on.
buzzing in, we're
From
just
now
saying.
on, these guys are a team versus you. It's 3 versus 0. Because there's not many questions left.
Let's
You guys
go,
really
Shields,
gotta work
let's go.
together. Alright. Let's see. What is the name of the goblin who leads the break-in at Gringotts Bank in the 7th movie?
Oh, God.
Ooh. Little guy.
I know what he looks like.
Pointy ears.
I'll give you half a point for that.
Really?
Yes.
Pointy ears?
Isn't it like Gripshaw or something?
No, but Gook's half right.
What? I got a half point already. Fuck you.
Yeah, you don't get a half point for the half right, but Mitch gets 1 for the...
Wait. What?
It's grip something.
Grip shank?
No.
Grip back?
Oh, you lose your half point. Grip shank.
It's like Crookshanks.
Grip banks?
Doesn't matter.
Grip banks? Grip
No,
shanks?
it's grip hook. Alright, no one gets a point. Mitch, you guys get half a point, I'll give it back.
Hey.
What is the type of creature... What type of creature is Norbert?
Norbert.
Oh, shells. It's a dragon. A baby dragon.
You have to say shells.
Keep buzzing it.
1.5 to 3.
It is a dragon. I was trying to work out the actual type, but I can't remember.
It's...
Oh, you didn't have to say that. You
Yeah.
should have said dragon. Anyway, 1.5 to 3. In what movie does Harry compete in the Triwizard Tournament?
Four.
Yeah.
Who was
Mitch
Mitch
got
that?
that?
Right, 2.5 to 3. What is the name of the wizarding prison?
Azkaban.
I think Gook was first.
Yeah, I think Gook started first.
4 to 2.5.
But Mitch finished first.
There's 3 questions
Question
left, so I think you guys have to get every question. No, it's 4 to 2.5. So yeah. What type of magical creature does Luna Lovegood's father publish a magazine about?
News books.
Oh, yeah, you were on the right.
I swear. It's the thing that always applied to stuff, but it's actually bullying.
You're going to give us a hint. Give us a hint.
It starts with Q.
Quizzlers? Quizlers?
The Quizlet is the name of the magazine.
Yeah.
It's not the Quizlet.
Quibix?
No.
God, what's it called?
Alright, we're gonna have to pass. It's Quibbler.
Wait, Quibbler's the name of the magazine, though.
It says, what type of magical creature does Luna Lovegood's father publish a magazine about?
Oh, well, that's obviously what I thought it was.
So I guess it's
read that.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Alright, what is the name of the ghost who haunts the girls' bathroom?
Moaning Myrtle.
Alright, well, Gook wins, but just for the last question. This last question's worth 100 points.
Oh,
And you guys aren't on the team anymore. In the 5th movie, what is the name of the secret organisation that Harry formed?
Dumbledore's Army.
Well, Gook started first. Gook really deserved to win anyway.
Yeah, he did. Bastard. Made sure it was the first couple questions. We were like thinking buzz in, and then
Yeah, I kept buzzing in. You could just answer.
But yeah, Gook still won it.
Yeah.
Well, I guess there's only so much you can say about Harry Potter. So I guess that's the end. We'll leave it at a short-ish podcast today, guys. Now, I'll pass it over to my co-host, Michelle.
Alright, well, Michelle, next episode will be on conspiracy theories. So, we got that next. So, until then, guys.
See ya.
See ya.
Till then.
Bye.